Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle have been the subject of global headlines in recent months after their 6-part Netflix documentary series hit screens and amid the fallout from Harry's tell-all memoir. Now, however, a royal author has claimed the Sussexes risk losing some of their staunch supporters. Omid Scobie, the author of Finding Freedom, who is often referred to as a friend of the Duke and Duchess, has pointed out that Harry and Meghan have put themselves in a risky spot. Speaking on last week's episode of the Royally Obsessed podcast, the journalist noted the Sussexes' huge media projects being released in a relatively short space of time. Asked by hosts Rachel Bowie and Roberta Fiorito whether he thought people were experiencing fatigue from the Sussexes, Mr. Scobie said, "In many ways, how can a regular person not have Sussex fatigue at this point? I almost feel it's like my duty to follow it every step of the way, but I can understand how general members of the public have just had enough of hearing about the royal dramas in general. I sympathize with the Sussexes in some ways, because they're only now getting to join the story at this very late stage," he continued. "For many years, they weren't able to share their side. They watched others try and tell versions of it, or they sat back and watched things reported about them that they didn't agree with or didn't feel were a fair representation of themselves. So now they've come in with their versions of events, with their stories and the filling in the gaps that we didn't know about. But of course, it comes after years and years of coverage. So I think people are starting to get a little tired of the story in general." Mr. Scobie went on to say that the Sussexes' arguably intense approach serves them, as the couple wants to move on. However, he added, "I do think that they're in a slightly risky spot where they need to be aware of the fact that this has to be the line drawn. Otherwise, I think people, even the most staunch supporters, will start to feel the frustration of not seeing the couple move forward or find that happiness they talk about. So I think that now is the time where they have to move forward as well. Otherwise, they'll become synonymous with drama for the rest of their lives, just like what the royal family struggles with, and I don't think that that's a place that anyone particularly wants to be."